behind in white. Well, Astana have been playing all the chess pieces in the right place, but Contador, you still feel with the way you look at this group, Sean, is the man capable of putting in the killer move.
Well, yes, you would expect that, but again, you know, maybe Aru can do something, and with the team doing such a fabulous job, he deserves a stage victory. They might even give him a one here today.
We'll see how it goes. I've got a feeling that Contador will want to win a stage himself here.
There ain't no gifts on a stage like today. There's no gifts in bike racing.
Well, Contador's done that in the past, but only when he's won several ones himself. 3.4% now. Just going to see where we are. And you can just see before that 12% ramp, you have that lighter gradient, and we're approaching it now, 3.4%. Chance for a bit of a recovery. It's surely when we hit that 12% that the attacks are going to start, isn't it?
Well, we're still, you know, 5 kilometres from the finish. It's a long ways, and considering what they have been through today, the way they have been racing, and the pace being set, Daniel Kangert is setting a real fast pace here. Then we have Landa, you know, who will take it up, and if he can make, you know, a very fast pace for 2 kilometres, well, then we're going to get very close to the finish. But just, you never know at what moment some of the riders can go in the attack. Maybe it's some of the guys a bit further down in the general classification that we have here that will try something, because they will have the feeling that, well, if you first of all, if you're feeling good, well, then you have to try and go. And Amador, for example, if he's feeling good, well, then if he gives it a try, maybe they will start marking each other. But Contador looks comfortable all the time here, and it's hard to see anybody challenging Contador on the end of this one.
Lots of different temperatures on today's stage as well. We've had a couple of descents. We're going to the high mountains. Still quite a bit of snow about. I can tell you it was actually snowing on some of the mountain top finishes we've got later this week. Yesterday, Contador is there. Remember that 12% ramp coming with around 2 or just over 2 kilometres to go. At the minute, we're 4 kilometres out. It looks like being a possible ramp to attack on, but this pace is still high. It is still very, very difficult to get out of here. Look around from Amador at the back, who's in the navy blue. The last rider here in the yellow and black is Steven Kruijswijk. And Giovanni Visconti, some of you asking where he is. He was dropped a few kilometres back. The Maglia Rosa group thinning all the way. 23 at the front here. Daniel Kangert has done a great Giro d'Italia. Remember, he was key to Vincenzo Nibali's victory a couple of years ago. I think he finished 15th then. The Estonian rider refinding his form this year. And Mikel Landa, apart from the time trial yesterday, he's another guy who he'll have been disappointed with that yesterday, because he'd have been looking at a podium spot, certainly, had he been able to hold up his main mountains form against the clock yesterday.
Well, yesterday he would have been disappointed with the time trial, and if he had put in a good performance yesterday, he'd be very much up there in the general classification and in line to get a real good performance overall at the end of this one. But it'll depend on what happened later in the race as well. You know, with Astana, I think Aru is the man. If he can start performing well and start maybe looking like he can challenge Contador, well, then within Astana, the rest are going to be all domestics.
Well, we're in Madonna di Campiglio right now. 3 kilometres on from where we had the finish last time is where we finished this time. A little further up the road. Again, the road will start to rise soon. We're on some cobblestones at the minute. Off goes Kangert. Time for Landa to put on the pace, and Contador has to follow this one. Here we go. Contador on the wheel as Landa takes it up for Astana. Fabio Aru in the white behind. Trofimov can go. Oh, and Fabio Aru can't hold the pace at the minute. Aru have to try and make his way to the wheel of Contador. And here goes Contador. He can see that. He's going to go to the front here. And Alberto Contador is going to attack the Giro d'Italia in pink on the way to Madonna di Campiglio. The first sign of weakness from Aru when he couldn't close the wheel. Contador looked round, and Aru, for the minute, left behind.
Yes, and it was an attack by Astana. And Landa, just Aru immediately, you could see the difficulty for him, but now Landa, of course, he will sit on Contador and just allow Contador to ride on with Aru just trying to crawl his way back here with Trofimov.
Contador taking advantage of the attack from Astana. Aru fighting, looks as though he's closer to holding the wheel, but Contador puts the pace on again, and we're getting to those steep ramps now. Aru with a recovery of sorts, but Contador sees that, just increases the pace again, and he's taking Landa with him. In the meantime, the rest of the guys dropped. The likes of Koenig, who you could see. Also there, remember, was Andrea Amador, who's third place at the minute, but it looks as though Alberto Contador wants to try and put to bed the Giro at the end of the second week.
Yes, well, Contador never afraid to go in the attack, but it looks like that he suffering a little bit here. We could see the grimace on his face there, and if Contador is really good, he would just continue to push on. Now we can see Aru is back in here, and there's going to be a bit of a tactical ride here from all four out front.
Well, we're approaching the steepest ramp of 12% of this climb. Contador is there at the front, Aru behind. Aru just getting going. Trofimov hanging on for Katusha as well. And here goes Fabio Aru. The first attack from Fabio Aru on this climb. Contador grits his teeth and he's got to follow now. Aru showing his strength. And Fabio Aru unable to distance Contador though. 2Ks to go. Landa still with him. Looks as though Trofimov may well be the man to be dropped. Well, holds on for the minute. Aru unable to make the difference. Contador as well. And here goes Landa. Mikel Landa, and it's time for Contador to follow. Attack after attack after attack. It's going to be like this all the way to the finish line now. And Mikel Landa able to distance Aru, his teammate, but Contador is able to follow. Are Astana throwing away the Giro doing this, Sean?
Well, it's a surprising one that they are attacking with Aru in difficulty. Landa's a long ways down in general classification, 4:55 down. And Contador, he could afford to leave Landa right off and get the stage victory, and that tells that he has to be feeling quite good. Otherwise, he would start making, the calculation and thinking about Aru. He's the one he really has to be careful with. But as we see, Contador just not allowing anybody to ride away here. 1.5
kilometres to go. Easiest section of road right now, and then it kicks up again towards the line. 7.6% inside the final 500 metres. 1.5 to go. Aru is back on. Any differences here? Minimal, but remember there are time bonuses on the line. And Contador, the last time he won the Giro in the record books, did it without winning a stage. He will want a stage at least. Aru too doesn't want to come here and not win. Landa is there, has ridden brilliantly in the mountains. Trofimov this time has been dropped just outside the 1 kilometre to go banner, and Contador is going to take off again.
Well, Contador is going to have a difficult one here, because Aru, if you look at the last stages, Aru is the one who's faster in the finish, I think. But again, it all depends how much they have left, and we can see Trofimov is going to try and have a go here.
Yuri Trofimov, off he goes for Astana. Look at that, real grit of the teeth. The Russian having a go, wants his stage win as well. Contador happy just to follow at the minute. Behind him is Landa in the blue, Aru in the white. Last kilometre to Madonna di Campiglio. Tough to hold this from Trofimov. Surely Aru has to have one more go. As you said, Sean, he's been the strongest by far in the sprint so far between the main men.
Well, one of the Astana men have to go here. Landa, of course, he has to try something, because they have been the team who have been, riding all of this climb. After doing that, they cannot allow the stage victory to get away from him. But it's Contador who's the one who's in control and setting the pace at the moment.
Contador again onto the pedals. Aru's just going to come around him as Contador looks, checks the state of his rival. Landa able to stay with them both. A little bit of a conversation, little word from Contador to Aru. Looks round as well. What's being said here? 700 metres to go. Contador out onto the pedals again. Little bit of an acceleration. 4 hours, 20 minutes of riding. Trofimov looking good here. Trofimov looking good for the stage. Astana, after doing all that work, the least they could want is a stage win, Sean.
Amazing that Landa's not trying something here, because they have done so much work and allowing the stage victory to slip away. But again, will you have enough to hold on?
And here goes Landa, pardon me, here goes Landa, realising that it's slipping away, goes past that Spanish flag there as Landa attacks with Contador to follow behind on him at the moment. Landa is going to catch Trofimov. It's going to be heartbreak for the Russian rider as Landa goes around him, and in the middle there's no reaction from Contador and Aru. Mikel Landa wants a stage win. Astana look for a second win. Contador waits for Aru to go. Remember, 2.5 minutes of an advantage for Contador over Aru. He can afford to watch, he can afford to wait, and it looks as though it's going to be Mikel Landa who enters the final tunnel in the lead. Trofimov in the red and white with Aru behind, Contador there, and the top two on GC riding to the finish together at the minute. Landa there then, at the front, Mikel Landa, who was so good in the Giro del Trentino, second overall in the end to Richie Porte. Aru with the first attack from behind, and remember there are bonus seconds available. It's going to be Mikel Landa. Astana, for all the work they've done, are finally going to get that stage, it seems. Landa has to hold on for the final 100 metres. Contador and Aru in the meantime, though, fighting for bonus seconds behind. It's going to be Landa who takes the win. A huge one for Astana. They controlled the stage all day. They will get it. And in the end, Contador, stronger in third place than Aru, will take bonus seconds. Aru cannot add to that. And Contador picks up a 3-second bonus on the day to Fabio Aru. The day does belong to Astana, however, unable to shed a very, very tough Alberto Contador, who increases his lead at Madonna di Campiglio. In the meantime, it's a good end of the second week too for Steven Kruijswijk and André Amador. They approach the final few 100 metres as well. Kruijswijk is going to rise on general classification. Amador should just about hold on to his third place at this rate as well. A really, really good ride from these guys, but it's been so fast, it's been so furious. We finished well ahead of the time schedule put on by the organisers. It's Leopold Koenig who's put in a decent ride today. The day belonging to Astana, however, it's so difficult to see anybody deposing Alberto Contador.
Yes, well, we could see there in the end, he was marking the rider that he had to mark, and that was Aru. We could see the discussion went on there between Contador and Aru. I think Contador was saying, well, if you want to get the stage victory, you guys have to ride for it. And it looked like Trofimov was going to steal a march there, but the difficult couple of 100 metres, Landa had that bit left to just take the stage victory. But Contador proving once again, the race leader, the pink jersey, he is the strongest, and just distancing Aru in the final.
He's already warming down. Spinning class has started for Alberto Contador. Looks happy. Job well done. Not worried in the slightest. He is firmly in charge of the Giro d'Italia. Alexandre Geniez is going to finish 1 minute and 47 down. But a big day. In the end, it wasn't quite the big battle to the finale that we were all expecting towards the end, but quite simply, Sean, there weren't enough riders left for that.
Well, I think after the difficult stage, everybody was suffering in the end, and we could see there, the big favourites that were left there in that 7 or 8 man group, 9 man group, everybody was really suffering in the end, and they left it quite late before they went in to attack each other. And not surprising after such a difficult race right the way through. Time trial yesterday, of course, there's still marks of that in the riders' legs.
Former winner of the Giro d'Italia has put in a great fight today. He's going to get a big cheer at Ryder Hagedal when he comes across the line. The Canadian made a dart to try and bridge the gap. It would prove to be unsuccessful, and he's going to lose more time today. However, he's going to possibly rise up the overall general classification. A lot of guys will lost time again today. We thought Richie Porte's day yesterday had been bad. He was dropped very early today, as was Rigoberto Urán. No sign of him towards the finish either yet. It is Ryder Hagedal who's going to finish ahead of those guys, albeit 3 minutes down, but a courageous ride from the Canadian nonetheless. 2012 winner, 3 minutes and 12 down. Paolo Tiralongo alongside Giovanni Visconti. 2 Italians, Tiralongo already winning a stage, doing a great job, and Astana's second stage win of this Giro, Sean, will have a lot down in part to the great work that we saw from Tiralonga.
Yes, and the other teammates as well. They did a fabulous job again today, as they have been doing all through this race. Very, very powerful as a team, as a block, and at least they've got the stage victory out today. And with the amount of work they have done, I was afraid they were going to allow the stage to slip away from them, but the disappointing one for Astana, I think, is that Aru not able to challenge or to take any time from Contador on this stage today after the huge amount of work they put in.
Aru needs the rest day, very much so. Needs the rest day, and I think it showed in the end. Unable to challenge Contador, and from Contador, I think we saw a masterclass in defending the jersey under pressure, didn't we?
Yes, I think he is really good at that, and when you're as strong as Contador showed in that final there, when Landa went in the attack a number of kilometres out, Contador reacted immediately. He didn't have to do that because Landa's a long ways off in general classification, but he was the one who was closing down Landa, so that just tells that he is really in super shape.
Carlos Betancourt will be looking for victory another day. Almost 5 minutes down today. The winner on the day, Landa. Contador stays in pink. Yam Cycling. There's still Sylvester Schmidt on the left-hand side. Jonas Aguirre might be disappointed. Some big gaps again today because of everybody getting dropped on that penultimate climb so early. There's Mikel Landa's win. Mikel Nieve coming across the line. There's Jonas Aguirre as well. Monsalve from Venezuela. He's the rider from Southeast across the line as well. So it's like Roman Kreuziger. He'll be disappointed today. Stayed with them for a long time, and of course Contador looks in control here, but in terms of their power and different tactical cards to play, Kreuziger coming in at 5 minutes and 40 down. It's not an ideal tactical card to play anymore. No,
well, Kreuziger, you would expect him to be up there, with Contador on that final climb at least, because he hadn't been, doing the working for the pink jersey in the earlier part of the stage. But again, I think the time trial yesterday, fatigue, telling his toll.
Mikel Landa wins the stage in 4 hours and 22 minutes with Yuri Trofimov 2 seconds behind. Contador coming in third, picking up bonus seconds as well, picking up another second on Fabio Aru, extending his lead after that victory as well in the intermediate sprint. The winner on the day, though, is Mikel Landa.
Have been very strong from the very beginning. 2 stage wins for you now, but this personally for you must be a fantastic experience.
Yes, we have a very good team in the climbs. And today, for us, start the best part of the Giro, I think.
So what are your expectations as a team from this point onwards? You've got your stage wins, Aru still in second place overall. Are you content now with what you've achieved?
Our objective is finishing with Aru at the best place we can. We want to finish in the first position with him, but it's difficult, no? I think we have the second place with him assegurated, and we will try winning the Giro, playing with the superiority of the teammates.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks.
Mikel Landa confirming that the plan will remain the same to try and break Alberto Contador. In the meantime, one man who has been broken today is Rigoberto Urán. 7.5 minutes down. Formolo as well. Cunego there too. It's been a really hard day. Urán struggling, suffering, not where you like to see him. And one thing is pretty certain, it's not going to be a third successive podium finish for Rigoberto Urán.
No, and I think we see the force cracks yesterday, the time trial, where you would expect him to do a performance. Not looking good at all, not recovered, and losing a stack of time here today.
Not a good day for Urán, but tactics clear from Astana to try and put Contador under pressure. Mikel Landa then ready to receive his prize. Winner of the stage at Madonna di Campiglio, an historic location. And as well as Marco Pantani, we now have Mikel Landa as a winner in Madonna di Campiglio. Top stuff from Astana today. They rode fantastically well. Even better from Mikel Landa, who was allowed to take the stage. But it's Alberto Contador who leads the Giro d'Italia by 2 minutes and 35 seconds now from Fabio Aru. A 7-second advantage on the day for Contador. Amador remains in third, Landa fourth, Koenig fifth now, with Trofimov, Caruso, Monfort, Visconti and Geniez making up the top 10. So Contador leading the Giro d'Italia after the end of week 2. Mikel Landa taking win number 4 of his professional career. He won in the Basque Country earlier on this year. He's won on the Giro d'Italia, and we're about to go and find out exactly what the boys think of it at the finish line. Juan Antonio Fletcher and Ashley House waiting for you as Contador holds on to the pink jersey.
In association with the Israel Ministry of Tourism.
Hello, welcome back to Giro Extra, where we've just witnessed the 25-year-old Spaniard Mikel Landa of Team Astana take his first Grand Tour victory, and he did it right as expected, where the attacks came on that final steep section of this ride up to Madonna di Campiglio. Explain to us, tell us how impressive Mikel Landa was for you today.
Well, Mikel Landa was, I think, the key guy today in Astana team. He was, in my opinion, the last man on preparing Aru's attack, but Aru's attack never came. I mean, I think Aru today was struggling a little bit. He was able to sit there, but not to make those attacks and to go on the attack and try to drop Alberto. So Mikel showed that he was stronger, and he made that attack at the village at 3Ks to go. And then afterwards he went for the victory, chasing down Trofimov, which was just got dropped, coming back on the little downhill. And that's what Mikel Landa did. He went strong on the last kilometer, chase Trofimov back and go for the victory.
Mikel Landa second on stage 8 to Campitello Matese, first today on the stage to Madonna di Campiglio.
Mikel Landa, the Basque rider, just 25 now. First ever win came in the Vuelta a Burgos in 2011 when he was riding for Euskaltel Euskadi. In his second year at Astana now. Has won previously in Italy, stage 2 Monte Bondone, this time last year, a super win to the Giro del Trentino. That ridiculously hard stage he won in the Tour of the Basque Country, his home tour. Probably the standout win until now, that no doubt eclipsed by this on a Grand Tour on the Giro d'Italia. So a fourth win for Mikel Landa in his career, and the way he's been riding. You would not be surprised if he picks up a hatful more. He's been superb in this Giro so far. He's given the bubbly to spray. Also awarded a special T-shirt commemorating 100 years since Italy entered the First World War. Simple message of remember on the front of it. But it's the champagne moment now for Mikel Landa. Astana got the stage they were looking for, their second win of this Giro. This one for Mikel Landa.
So it's a stage win for Team Astana, but it's Alberto Contador who not only keeps the pink jersey, but actually increases his lead over Fabio Aru to 2 minutes and 35 seconds by gaining the bonus seconds, both by finishing third at the end and also mid-stage as well. Juan Antonio, the commentators referred to a masterclass in defending the pink jersey from Alberto today. How much did he have to defend it, and do you agree, was it a masterclass in that?
Well, probably I would say it was masterclass at the moment, probably when he went on taking that bonus. But I think that was not really, I mean, he just just. I mean, it's not that easy, but he obviously, it's not easy being isolated how he was, and so many guys from Astana there, and having probably the anxious on maybe waiting for that attack from Aru and then have to answer, but it just didn't happen. I mean, Aru attack didn't happen, and if it did happen, it was not that hard. So that's what I'm saying. It was easier than something from masterclass. We didn't see such a battle today. We will see something more coming in the next week. But of course, it's been a superb performance from Astana. They got the stage victory, and also they managed to isolate Alberto, which is not an easy thing, of course.
Not an easy thing. They have done it on several stages, of course. They've done it again, but it's Alberto Contador who keeps that maglia rosa.
Another day in pink then for Alberto Contador. Shower changed, he was at his spinning class about a minute after he crossed the line. Very, very comfortable, very happy, already talking to people, nodding his head, smiling. It's been a good day for him. Extended his lead as well. He now leads by 2 minutes and 35 over Fabio Aru. Andrei Amador, the surprise performer for this Giro, still up there, just over 4 minutes in third place. It's good news for him. Confirmation of a very, very good Giro for the Costa Rican, but it's all about the man from Pinto, just outside of Madrid. Goes into the second rest day as he went into the first. This time a lot happier, in a lot less pain, and looking a lot more comfortable on the overall general classification. This was a week where there weren't supposed to be many differences, but he leads by over 2.5 minutes.
So Alberto Contador isolated but still in pink. At one point there were 5 Astana riders and just Alberto. Why do you think Astana rode the way they did today at such pace?
I think today their main goal was going for the stage win. They were not that focused on the GC. Maybe they were trying to prepare that attack from Fabio Aru in the real final, but they were still having that goal on winning the stage, and they succeeded on that goal. They got the stage, and that was the reason why probably they were racing that hard. Maybe not that much on isolate Alberto, because I think the only reason if they want to isolate Alberto is prepare the attack to Aru, but the attack of Aru is depending on how Aru's legs are, and today he didn't show those good legs that he been showing the first week. It's been a hard first week due to bad weather, rain, and he's still a young rider. He still probably needs some more years to be better. And we have to remember, Alberto Contador is the best rider out there in the Grand Tours.
Yeah, best Grand Tour rider of his generation. Absolutely no mistake about that. Richie Porte and Rigoberto Urán both were dropped off the back of the group today. Let's hear now from Leopold Koenig, who was the first Team Sky rider to finish.
With the Czech rider Leopold Koenig. Leopold, yesterday after the time trial, you didn't know exactly what would have been your new role. Now, can you say that you are the leader of the Team Sky for the next week?
Yeah, I think from the result today, we already spoke with the team yesterday that it's another priority, and we changed the plans. And I'm really happy that it worked out today. That I didn't. Just got dropped, and I'm just humbled getting every second back from the stupid crash and the stupid 2-minute loss. So I'm just hoping it's not gonna be difference in Milano, the 2 minutes in a GC.
But for today, you know what's happened with Richie? No legs, just that.
I don't know. Maybe no legs, maybe no motivation. Maybe I don't really know. If to ask him.
Okay, thank you very much.
Interesting words from Leopold Koenig, and we'll speak more about Team Sky in a moment. But first of all, let's hear from today's stage winner with Juan Antonio. Mikel Landa is here.
Mikel Landa, Zorionak, felicidades.
Congratulations,
enhorabuena por esta magnífica victoria. Se te ha visto primero, sobre todo, preparar ese ataque que nosotros esperábamos de Fabio Aru en Mauna de Campillo en el pueblo. No ha habido ese ataque, Alberto te ha seguido y luego los voluntarios conseguido la victoria. Tú que estabas en el
Sí, hemos intentado sorprender con mi ataque, ¿no? A ver si Alberto me dejaba coger unos metros para luego rematar con Aru, ¿no? Pero bueno, se ha visto que Alberto quería también pelear por la etapa. Nos hemos quedado ahí los tres y éramos superioridad Estábamos en superioridad, ¿no? Éramos dos.
Of course,
no podíamos
extra
dejar
rider who was superior to
esta victoria. Ha llegado Trofimov también. Bueno, ese último kilómetro ha sido un poco nervioso, pero finalmente
pues,
arrancó con fuerza. Yo creo que Alberto pues, no ha podido o ha vigilado un poquito más a Fabio. Y esa la ventaja que he cogido, pues yo creo que ha sido ya irrecuperable.
Muchas gracias, Mikel, que sigáis así de fuerte todo el equipo y dando el espectáculo que estáis dando.
Gracias.
Thank you, and we hope you continue to give that.
So Mikel Landa takes the stage victory, talking a little bit about Team Astana's tactics, of course, today. Let's now see his teammate and team leader, Fabio Aru, receive the white jersey once again.
Fabio Aru onto the podium to receive white. Perhaps not as happy as he would have been if he'd have been a little bit closer to the pink. But still up there, and his Sardinian flans still there with their island's flag as well. Not too much of a doubt over who's going to take the white jersey home. If Aru stays on his bike and stays competing, he has more than a 6-minute lead over Davide Formolo. He too will be given a commemorative t-shirt. Oh, he's got to be told to come back and get it first. Aru remains the best young rider.
So Fabio Aru stays in white, Alberto Contador, of course, staying in pink. Who needs the rest day more, Fabio or Alberto?
Both of them, of course. I mean, I think situations are way different. I think Alberto is showing that strength also because he's got that advantage, and he showed that relief yesterday after that time trial that he is kind of more relaxed. He kind of controlled better and managed better the situations, but they're both tired. I mean, they've been a super hard week, a week that normally they were not expecting that hard, but you can't predict the weather sometimes. The weather's been cold, it's been rainy, a lot of wet, and the riders, they need that rest. Everybody needs a good rest tomorrow. Probably Aru will improve better after the rest day because he's been showing, especially today, not that strength that he was showing on the first week. But yeah, we'll see.
The next stage on Tuesday is to Africa. Ivan Basso won there last time, of course. Talk to us about how important that is, because that's another very, very tough high mountain stage.
If I had to pick up two stages, that's one of them. That's Africa stage, and I would say Cervinia, but that will come later on. So Africa stage, it's got Mortirolo, Passo Tonale. They got so many climbs. I really think that after the race, there's so many guys will try to go on their breakaway. There will be a lot of attacks, and I think of that just need to control, not big groups go up the road. So we will see. It's going to be very interesting to watch because the Mortirolo there before Africa is going to be very demanding for the race, for the riders. Sorry.
Indeed. It's great to see behind us, by the way. We're here just behind the podium. You can see Fabio Aru congratulating his teammate Mikel Landa. There does, of course, seem to be that teamwork that we've talked about still within the Astana team.
Yeah, teamwork. I mean, the problem I think that Astana really, they had to win the stage today, and sometimes certain situations with Trofimov there, with Alberto so strong, you cannot. With Astana probably today they really wanted to win with Aru. He deserves that victory. He's the leader of the team, but sometimes it's not up. I mean, the situations change, and Landa was showing a better performance today. It's an honest winner. I mean, today I think we had a very honest winner here in Madonna and Campiglio.
Absolutely, and Astana receiving their team award on the podium at the moment. A word about Rigoberto Urán. He's lost more than 8 minutes today, so he and Richie Porte, not days for them.
Not days for them. I mean, with Rigoberto, we're all the time saying one day he's having a good day, another day not that good. So he's keeping his level. I mean, but yeah, he's still far back on GC. We have to make a good remark on Andrei Amador, who's up there on GC. He's showing that he's solid there. And Richie Porte, we read this morning that he's suffering from a knee on that crash in Jesolo, so he still probably needs to recover. He's really needing that rest day tomorrow, Ashley, and hopefully we see Richie Porte having a better third and last week of this Giro d'Italia.
Okay, let's see for the profile of Tuesday. It's a rest day tomorrow, of course, and then on Tuesday it's a next high mountain stage.
So from the rest day to Tuesday, stage 16, the big one, Mortirolo here. 5-star stage, a very high mountain stage, Pinzolo, and we return to Aprica, which will bring great memories back for Ivan Basso. A final loop around from the Mortirolo to Aprica, 2 climbs into Aprica itself, the final one after a very, very fast ascent from the Mortirolo.
So that's your stage profile for Tuesday. It is going to be another class stage in this Giro d'Italia. We talked about Andre Amador as well, and the commentator saying for them, he's the sensation of this tour.
It is a sensation. It's nothing. It's a guy it's a rider that's improving year by year. He's coming from Costa Rica, not a well-known cycling country for Europe, but he's probably the best Costa Rican so far, and he already won a stage in the Giro d'Italia, and his first Giro d'Italia he's been showing in the classics like in the Weber game, and so it's quite a all-around rider who can time trial very well, who can climb very well, so we need to think about him more probably.
We've already said Alberto Contador, the best GC jersey defender of his generation. He's now 2 minutes and 35 seconds ahead. Is this Giro over?
Nah, I think it's too early to say it. I mean, this Giro is having a great champion, a strong rider wearing on his shoulder the leader pink jersey. We cannot say it's over because Astana is the strongest team. They're there, even if Fabio Aro, he probably needs to show more next week, but there's not much they can do. They are doing everything. I mean, probably change the strategy a little bit. We talked that on the previous show, but they can win the stages, and that's what they are doing. And you never can say it's over.
Okay, great. Well, it's not over yet, but this man is still in pink, of course. Alberto Contador is here. Hola, Alberto, gracias otra vez, and Juan Antonio is with him.
Alberto, gracias. Enhorabuena, otro día más en rosa, otro día más.
Another day in pink, Alberto.
Una cosa, se ha visto un poco que Astana preparaba ese ataque.
You could see Astana preparing that attack, but of course you couldn't see Aro attacking.
Bueno, yo creo en un momento me ha parecido que iban una contrarreloj por equipos.
I think that at one time it felt like it was a team time trial.
Pero bueno, bien. A ver,
but anyway, it went well.
Más rápido no se podía, mucho más rápido no se podía ir.
I could say that we couldn't really go much more fast than we were going because it was a crazy rhythm.
Cuando empezaran los ataques se seleccionaría.
I knew that when the attacks began,
eran dos corredores.
It would be maybe 2 riders. Landa was there, he's strong. It was quite complicated to control it, but I think I looked after Aru and thinking about the general classification, and of course there's still quite a long way to go in the Giro, and you can't just look after everything at once. Of course, we saw you wanting to win the stage, but it was difficult, and of course perhaps, like you said, just not letting them win the stage, but you were thinking more of Fabio Aru. Mikel Landa won. You can't take my hat off to him. He beat me. I didn't let anybody win. But of course, yeah, I had to think about Fabio Aru. No worries about that. And of course in the general classification. Thank you and have a great rest day tomorrow.
So Alberto Contador giving a chapeau to Mikel Landa. We should give one to Alberto as well. And one to you for joining us too. We'll see you again on Tuesday. Juan Antonio, thank you. We've got 1 week left of this extraordinary Giro d'Italia. Don't miss next week.
And we'll be with you, Sean Kelly and me, Rob Hatch, right the way through to the end to Milan. Next appointment is on Tuesday, 2:15 in the afternoon in Central Europe. If you're watching on British Eurosport, that is at 1:15 from Pinzolo to Aprica, and that is at 174 kilometers stage in length. Stage 16 it is, more mountains, the mighty Mortirolo. Contador, can he hold on to the pink? Over 2.5 minutes of an advantage. 6 more days to go, and on Sunday in Milan, it'll be one of these two who takes on the pink jersey. Can Aru bounce back? Big rest day for him from Sean, me and everyone in the team. We see you on Tuesday. For now, goodbye.